right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Two Ball Bros Podcast, episode 24. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. Count them. We might even keep it going to 3. We don't know yet.
Might even keep it going to 3.
Aaron, how we doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Well, it's actually one ball bro and one hat bro.
One hat bro. Yo, shout out to the guy that clearly, even our logo, like, I didn't even think about it. Like, is everyone gonna know he's bald? Like, I don't know. I would never have thought of it. That's a bald man.
ASMR. This bald man ASMR.
Shit, we should crack the beers in the beginning of the episode. Okay.
Yeah, noted for next time.
Well, cheers. Happy 24th episode. And shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin and Aaron for bringing these beers.
Yeah.
Steve Austin's Broken Skull American Lager.
Hell yeah.
Delicious. I drank a beer.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Stone Cold. The GOAT. Don't at me. Well, you can at me if you want. It's fine, though.
You can, but you'll be wrong anyway. Regardless of how much we like wrestling, we know who's who. All right, guys. So as always, you know, Two Ball Bros Podcast. Follow us on all of our socials, YouTube and Spotify, Apple Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, I don't know, TikTok sometimes, and some other places. So just follow us, give us a shout, let us know what you want us to talk about. We're always talking about all of your bullshit that you want to hear, we want to hear. And I think we got a fun one tonight that we kind of came up with and wanted to talk about. For those of you that don't know, me and Aaron are very big gamers. More him lately. Between work and everything, just haven't had time to jump on the game. Right now, a lot of us are playing Marvel Rivals.
Oh, God. Yeah, Marvel Rivals is a bad addiction right now.
Yep, Marvel Rivals is a bad addiction. Yeah. The last time I played Marvel Rivals with them, I fell asleep on my chair at around 2 a.m, at which point Amanda came downstairs and yelled at me, asking me what the hell I was doing. There was alcohol involved. But I didn't have work the next day, so, you know, I had a day.
That's it.
But I know from my perspective, I'm sure Aaron can agree, video games have been a big part of our lives.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I know when I was probably like 5, 6, 7 to like 10, 11, 12, 13 in my early teen years, believe it or not, I was a very introverted kid. I wanted nothing to do with no one.
I'm introverted now.
Yeah.
Tell me.
See, here's the thing though. I think we're extroverted introverts.
Yeah, I think that's.
Do you know what I mean?
Because I can be so like. How do I say this all the time? Because even Rachel laughs at me all the time. Because like I love to be out with people, but I have a social battery, and the social battery runs out very quickly.
The social battery's real.
Like all of a sudden, like I'll just look at her and I'll be like, "We gotta go. Like,
Yeah,
I'm tired. I'm over it. I want out of here." So like social battery is
the battery's real, and that's why I DJ behind a booth, right? I'm not the MC on the floor dancing with everyone having a good time. Yeah. I am the DJ. I'm mixing the music. I don't want to hear your request for Hot to Go or Pink Pony Club. Like I just don't want to play it.
Oh, Pink Pony
I know
Club.
I'm gonna get yelled at for that one, but dude, that's listen. She won Grammys. It just is what it is.
Pink Pony Club.
But yeah, well, I think we're gonna kind of spend most of this episode just talking about video games, some of our favorites, maybe why we got into video games, and I think we'll have a lot of fun doing that. So. I mean, I'll go first. Like, video games for me started very early at like 5, 6, 7. I mean, I don't know what your first system was, but mine was the regular Nintendo.
The original Nintendo, yeah.
Was that you?
Well, it was me and my brother split.
Yeah.
We split a lot of the, but I had a Nintendo first. So that was my first one. Mm-hmm. And I remember, I think the first game I ever played, I want to say that I can never remember the name of the game, but it's the game I blame for starting it all.
Yep.
It's like a vertical shooter. I forgot the name of it though.
It's not Contra,
I think it might be Contra.
That sounds like Contra.
I think it might be Contra.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Contra. That's like the first thing that got me hooked on video games. Mm-hmm. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
No. We're talking. But I played Contra. The Mario Brother games. Mm-hmm. That was like kind of like a very big staple, specifically Super Mario 3. And we'll get into our list. But that I giving away one that's mine. Another one that I loved to play was The Legend of Zelda. Banger. I remember having the gold cassette too.
You had the gold cassette? I had the gold
cassette.
Nice.
I know. And listen, there's so many, like, so after that, I graduated to Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. And, like, that for me, between that and Nintendo 64 was, like, my golden age.
That's the golden age.
It really is. For me, like, as much as I love, I was always a Nintendo guy.
PS2 might have been my golden age.
I get it. I was
PS2
I was always a Nintendo guy. Like, I didn't even have GameCube, though. Once they went to discs, I went right to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like I remember the game so well on Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
That was the time, man. Even Super Nintendo, like, and you know, I don't know if we talked about them here, but the Super Nintendo games, fuck the people that made the Disney games.
Those games sucked.
Those Disney games were fucking awful.
And not sucked in they were just so difficult.
Yeah, it's the Lion King and Aladdin.
The Lion King's egregious.
And Aladdin too.
Aladdin's pretty bad.
With the freaking throwing the apples.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But Lion King definitely took it out of me.
Dude, those magic carpet levels.
Oh, yeah, fucking headache, man. Oh.
So during that time too, I think Sega Genesis.
Yeah, I dabbled in the Sega
I
Genesis.
never had a Sega.
I had a Sega Genesis.
I had the
Sonic King.
I had the Game Gear.
You had the Game Gear? Okay. I also had the Saturn.
You had the Saturn too? See, I didn't have the Saturn.
There was not a console that existed that I didn't have.
Really?
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
See,
I've had all.
I missed a bunch, and I don't know
I've
if it's just because I was so absorbed with the others, but
I lie. The only one I never had was the Game Boy,
like Advanced or Color.
Nope, had both of those.
Yeah, I had those too.
It was the one. It was the one before the Switch. It was like before the Switch. It was handheld. It wasn't the Wii. I had the Wii. There was a different Game Boy that came out. The DS.
The Nintendo DS.
The Nintendo DS.
I think that was actually, it's funny you say that. So while I was unearthing things for this, I actually found my Nintendo. This is the 3DS.
The 3DS.
So for all of you that wants to see a relic, that I don't even know if it's. I was looking for the cable to try and see if I can turn it on.
It probably works.
No, it does. I actually bought this kind of more recently because when we get to my game list, you'll understand why.
Okay.
There's some games that like I really wanted to play again, and like my 64 was just shot, so like I went to this. This is probably the newer version. There was probably an older version, I guess, of the.
So that's the one console I never owned.
This thing's fun.
Never
Dude,
owned a DS
this
in
thing
my
is
life.
Fun
That's
as shit, bro.
Every other Game Boy, Advance, Color, Regular, I owned every one of them. That's the one I never owned.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't know why. I was at that point, I think when that came out, I was out of my Nintendo era.
Yeah.
And I was just into PlayStation. So I just got I had a PSP, I had everything. I was a PlayStation. Like I'm a PlayStation head for those who don't know. I've had PlayStation
right
my
there.
entire
The
life.
PS5's hanging.
Every one of them, from PlayStation 1 all the way to current. I've had all of them. I don't know if I'm buying a PS6 in a couple years.
Yo,
I
that's
really don't know
crazy.
if I am. But because I have a computer now, and it is what it is.
Dude,
But-
yeah, we're going to talk about this later, but I've been looking into PC builds. I don't know.
It's a dangerous game.
I know, dude. You don't understand. I'll drop $4,000 in 3 seconds.
Oh,
That's,
100%.
That's my problem.
That is the problem.
I know.
I'm telling you.
Do you have Dreamcast? I didn't have Dreamcast.
I had Dreamcast.
I didn't have Dreamcast.
have
What did you
Dreamcast.
think of Dreamcast? Like,
Dreamcast was cool.
It was cool, but like I went to like a friend's house to play. Like I never really.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. We weren't my type of game. Like what was that roller skating game? Like that one was a really cool one. Where like I don't know if you were spray painting or just like you were like going down the level, but you were skating. Like that was some cool.
Jet Set Radio?
Yes.
Jet Set Radio?
Yes.
Jet Set Radio
That's
coming back.
exactly what that is. It really?
Yeah, it's coming back.
Holy shit.
Sega's bringing out Jet Set Radio for 20. Like Sega's having a whole rebirth. They're coming back with like
That's awesome.
Golden Axe is coming back out.
Okay.
Jet
See, I
Set
don't remember
Radio is
that
coming
game.
back.
I remember Jet Set
Crazy
Radio.
Taxi's coming back.
I remember Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi. All those are coming back. They're making new versions of them for current consoles. They're going to be on PlayStation though.
That's fucking cool.
Which I'm like, I'll just sit there and buy the Sega pack and just play all those just for retro's sake. You know
That's
what I mean?
fucking
Like,
cool. I mean, a lot of things are coming back. Like they just had Marvel vs. Capcom come back.
Coming back.
I
Yeah,
downloaded
came
it.
back.
I haven't gotten to play it yet.
Yeah,
But like all these like retro games are like really coming back, and it's freaking cool. Like they got emulators now, so like you can play all these freaking games if
Yeah.
you want to. Not very legally, but you can play them. But yeah, so you would say your golden age was probably PS2.
It was probably the PS2. That's probably the system that between the PS2 and the PS4, that's probably the most time I spent on consoles. Because I think I spent a little less time on the 3, to be completely honest with you. I don't remember.
I don't remember the 3 very much.
And on PlayStation 3, I remember specifically, that's where I really got into my Call of Duty bag.
Oh,
That was like I'm buying Call of Duty every year. I'm just going to play Call of Duty every year. I'm going to grind the shit out of it. I'm going to prestige and blah, blah, blah. And that was it. But that was my like PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 transfer era.
I wasn't really a big multiplayer guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still I try and play like when we play like when we play Marvel Rivals, it's fun as shit. Like I have to be playing with people. Like I can't play like on the internet like with people because like and then like you throw things and get mad. So I can't even imagine getting to that level and what it's like. So
yeah, multiplayer games, I love them, but they frustrate me to death because like I've come to know myself a lot, and like the thing is, if I feel like I can't compete, I get like really ticked off because, but then I remember like I have to go in the back of my mind and be like, you're 35, like it's okay. These kids have a lot of time on their hands. You don't have that time anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like, I still listen. I play in multiplayer lobbies, even in Marvel Rivals, and I feel like sometimes I'm really like, I'm not that bad. Like I can play.
Dude, you're good. Like,
what?
there was a time when we were still playing Battlefield. There was one night where we were just at our houses. It was me, you, Leo, and Wendell. And you were just going off. And you were like doing really good.
I know
too.
I was.
The crazy part of it all is that you were doing really good and we were winning and you were still getting pissed off.
Because I'm competitive.
And like you were like 44-6 and me and I'm sitting there with my 11-1 sniper round and I'm like, this is cool. And this guy is screaming into the mic like it's nobody's freaking business. Like a kid just freaking tried to murder him.
Yeah, I'm like the funny part about that a lot of people who don't know me from the internet who watch this are, now obviously a lot of our friends and family watch this, but for strangers out there, in real life, I'm probably the calmest person you'll ever meet. Like, I don't scream and yell and
nicest
holler.
and calm. It's
like,
not even just the calm.
nice and calm, but when you get me on a game and you get me going, I have this. There's like a switch in my head. It's a tick in my head.
Switch.
It makes me go fucking berserk. I even had this discussion. Like, I was literally talking about it last night. I was like, something about video games triggers anger in me, and I don't know why it is.
So interesting.
It changes my mood for a day. If I go on a losing streak in a game, I'll literally be pissed off the entire day.
All right, so
thinking about it.
So here's the thing about Marvel Rivals too. Like I think Nick Merck was talking about this.
Yeah.
How like when you go on a winning streak and you get to a certain point, they start throwing you in lobbies with freaking
with
like
crackheads.
Yes,
100%.
You think that's
100% a thing,
right?
Yeah. And then if you lose too much, they put you in bot lobbies, literal bot lobbies. That's a thing. They do it to keep you motivated to play the game,
and they keep you there for hours.
100%.
Holy shit!
Because you have to remember, man. Like, think about it. This is the type of game that Marvel Rivals is my first time playing this. I don't know what you want to call it. It's like the multiplayer,
it's free to play.
Like not even free to play. It's that style of game where it's like it's multiplayer where it's 6v6 and you're like Thor.
You're an ass, bro.
Come on, dude. It's one of those games where it's like it's multiplayer, it's free to play, obviously, but it's the 6v6 thing. So even if you're having a good game, if your team sucks, you lose. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have other people around you that suck, you're gonna lose the game, right? So it's the first time I've ever played a game like that. I never played Overwatch.
Right, because,
I never played.
Yeah, in Call of Duty or like Battlefield or those type of shooters, even like Fortnite, I'm sure.
But even,
you just go into lobbies and you play, and like it's purely skill based.
But see, even Battlefield is another game where because it's so many people against so many people.
Yeah, it's like fucking.
You can make up for having a couple of bad people on the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like 40 on 40. You know what I'm saying? Or like 30, I think it's 30 on 30, 20 on 20, something like that. But it's a large lobby.
Yeah.
This is literally 6v6. If you go 6v6 and your tank sucks,
or you don't have a healer.
Or you don't have a healer, you lose. That's the bottom line.
How do you feel about healers in the
Damn it. You motherfuckers make me heal all the time. Listen, I'm gonna give a shout out to the Marvel Rivals community, specifically DPS players. Half of you really suck at DPS. Like, switch to tank or fucking heals, because half of you are really bad.
You don't want 38 Punishers running around?
Nothing makes me more mad when somebody insists, oh, I'm going to be DPS because I'm going to do good on this person. And then you get a fucking Bucky who's 3 and 15. You fucking suck. Get off Bucky and play heals and heal the people who do damage. Nothing makes me more mad in Marvel Rivals, bro. Like, just switch off the goddamn character. I have had games where I'm like, fuck, I'm being really bad as Punisher right now. I'm 2 and 5.
Right.
Time to switch. Time to switch and go tank and try to help the team win, because I'm a nice guy that way. See what I'm saying? And a lot of these people are just, I just want to play what I want to play. All right, cool. Do you, and you made me lose. Fuck off. Like, that's what gets me so mad. I'm telling you. Like, it's just the switch, man. I'm telling you.
We just saw the switch right now.
The switch? I'm telling you, bro. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing.
It's freaking crazy. Do you have like a main?
Right now, Marvel Rivals. So I have a tank, I have a DPS, and I have a healer. I have 2 healers technically. So right now, my main tank is probably Penny Parker.
Oh wow,
she's an off tank.
Really?
I love Penny Parker.
Okay.
Don't ask me why people out there are gonna be like, Penny Parker. That's the worst. She's one of the worst tanks in the game.
Right.
But I love her kit. She's very versatile. She can't solo tank. You need another tank with you.
Okay.
But if you get another tank with you and she's an off tank, she fucking murks people. So I love her. I have solo tanked with her in lower lobbies and been good, but my DPS is definitely between Punisher. I really play Punisher a lot because, and I hate to say it this way because it's gonna sound corny. Punisher's easy.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's point and shoot.
He's point and shoot. There's no complexity to him. You don't have to run around. You don't have to. I can't play the Black Panthers and the Shang-Chi's where you got to run around and kick and then you got to jump and flip. And I'm like, nah, I just want to point and shoot and I will do damage. Like, it's cool. Healers. I'm versatile with healers, man, because people make me play them so much.
Healers are fun.
Healers
are more fun than like people give them credit for. I like them.
I play Mantis. I play Luna Snow.
Yeah.
And really, earlier today, I started getting into Invisible Woman. She's actually really
Invisible
fun.
Woman's good. I play a little with her.
She's just more complicated because she has more of a kit than the rest of them.
Yeah,
the other healers are very like point click heal.
Yeah.
She's point click heal. I can push people off the board. I can make you go invisible. She has like a kit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's more complicated. But I want to get to learn her because season 1.5 just came out, and The Thing and Johnny Storm came out.
Yep.
So now if you play with the full Fantastic Four, you get a bonus. So now I'm like, I got to learn Invisible Woman for the rest of the season.
Right.
So, as Thor sits here and plays with his
he's
ring
being
toy.
a little much right now. I should have kicked him out. There we go. Okay, now we just gotta completely ignore him. But yeah, so that's a little bit of our experience with games I thought would be fun to go to. So now, what I wanted to talk about, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this and get into.
Before we do the list, I want to give one more shout out.
Okay, go.
So recently, between Marvel Rivals, I also finally finished Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh,
I finally had time to go back. Just so you guys know, I'm going to give you a little preface on this without getting into too much of a tangent. So Ghost of Tsushima, I picked it up when it first came out, 2018, 2020?
I think it was around the COVID era.
Around the COVID time, right?
Yeah.
I want to say I have to go back and look. He'll probably put it. Abel will probably put it up here somewhere. I played the game when it came out. I got all the way to Act 3. And I stopped playing. Don't ask me why. I have no idea because the game is so good.
Yeah.
I went back and finally finished Act 3. I almost 100%ed it. I have a couple collectibles left to get.
Oh, nice. You're gonna platinum it?
I'm gonna platinum it just because.
I should go back and platinum.
Yeah, I'm gonna platinum. And I went to Iki Island already. The DLC.
Oh, how was that? I didn't play it,
bro. I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
I'm like quarter of the way through, but a lot of fun so far. New abilities, new costumes. Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. So I want to give a shout out Ghost of Tsushima because
what a game.
Ghost of Yotei comes out later this year. I have to check it out after playing Ghost of Tsushima again. I may pick it back up, and I'm like, this one's going to be for PS5. So it's like, that one was for PS4, and it was
right, and it still
good.
looked good. Imagine how this is going to look.
Yotei's got a chance to be crazy.
So I'm, like, the way he's a big multiplayer game guy, I'm a big single player game guy. Like, that's my thing. So, like, when that game came out, and also, like listen, my father's been doing martial arts his whole life. I've seen all that stuff. There's random swords in the house right now that no one knows where they are. So don't try and come in here because you're not gonna have a good time. But I've been around the art a long time, and getting into that world and seeing that game was just fucking incredible. The only thing I'm weary about is going into a new story and a new character because I wanted to stick with that story. That story was fucking
the way
good.
it ended. They could have kept going with him.
I know.
But
listen, they could pick it back up.
He might pop up in Yotei, and you don't. Well, it depends on the time period, right? Because
they did say it was after. It was like a further along.
Yeah, so it's probably not. More than likely, unless they do some flashback of some kind or some shit.
Yeah,
but I doubt it.
I would assume they have to connect them somehow.
But I'm interested because
maybe it's his daughter, or something crazy.
Maybe it's family. Yeah. Who knows? But I'm very interested with the animal aspect they're implementing in Yotei. From the trailer, remember it looked like
wolves.
They had wolves.
Yeah,
I'm thinking they're gonna add something where you either have I won't call it a pet, but a companion or something like that. That could be a cool component for.
She had some cool weapons. I think.
Mm-hmm. I think she had the dual. I think she had two.
The size? It wasn't the size, was it?
I can't remember. She had something.
Or was it the sword on the chain or something like that?
I think it might have been a sword on the chain.
I forgot what they call it.
I can't remember, but it looked dope, bro. I'm gonna check it out. I can't wait for a real gameplay trailer to kind of see.
Yeah.
Gameplay trailers tell a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
and the state, dude. Every time a state of play drops for PlayStation, I think they're gonna give me anything, and they give me nothing. I listen. I know there's a lot of fans out there of the older games. What was it? What's the Japanese game that they just Ushima Onimusha. Yeah, they just re-announced that. That's pretty cool. But just none of these games that I've played that I'm just interested in. Gaming's in a weird spot right now.
It is, but there's a lot coming out this year.
There is.
There's a ton coming
allegedly
out this
though,
year,
because listen,
shit's coming out.
We're gonna talk about the future at the end. I got, but yeah. So I want to get into this.
I was gonna say, let's get into the list.
So I want to get into not necessarily the top 10 games of all times, but maybe the top 10 games that have had an impact on us, as we've gamed throughout the years and as we've gone, things that maybe we can remember about games that we got excited about, remember playing, getting lost and absorbed in, all that type of stuff. You want me to start this or
start it off, bro? I was gonna say I feel like I've been talking a lot.
So. Well, that's fine. Yeah. So, the first game I did this in date order. I just happened to do it that way. It just worked out. So Super Mario Brothers 3, like I was kind of talking about before, that was probably one of the first games I've ever played. and just going through and like trying to find the secrets where like, you know, you're flying around, you try and get above the board, you try and use the tunnels, all this thing. That was like my first experience with games. This fucking dog. That was one of my first experience with just a controller in my hand, a freaking CRT TV in front of me, and just like this for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my firsts.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, like this, I'm not gonna sit here and knock Super Mario Bros. 3. It's a fucking classic. You can't beat it. So I'm not gonna lie. As we get going through this list, I feel like people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's a lot of recency bias," but
doesn't matter.
Here's what it is. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm switching on the fly right now. I had two games down here. Maybe I'll mention them if you want me to.
We'll do it at the end. We'll do the honorable mentions.
We'll do the honorable
mentions
at the end. So I'm gonna switch because when you picked up that DS, it fully reminded me. Not gonna lie to you. So now in my number 10 spot, I'm just putting fucking Pokemon. I'm putting fucking Pokemon. You know why?
All right.
Because if you're gonna talk about a game that has had an impact on my life, I played in full Pokemon Red, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Blue. I never played that one.
No, but this was like a new one that I picked up with the 3DS.
That's why you picked up the 3DS.
And actually, since we're talking about it, that's literally my next game is Pokemon Red 96. 1996.
Pokemon Red 1996 is forever goated.
It is.
I have played Pokemon Red through probably 3 or 4 times in my life. Dude. And that's obnoxious, but I don't really care. Dude,
look at that. Like this used to be a Game Boy game, and now like they're on these little things and even they're on like the like I don't have a Switch.
Bro, Pokemon is on the Switch now. You know that, right?
I know.
Pokemon is fully on Switch.
I know,
and
dude.
I have one, and I tried to get into it, and I was like, this is just not my thing anymore, man.
I know.
Like, it's just not my thing anymore.
Dude, you know what, though?
Sad.
But it kind of like, I don't know why, but like, it convinced me to pick up a 3DS, and like one of the other games I'm going to talk about did too.
Yeah.
But like, dude, there's just something about the Pokemon games that like just bring me back to a time where like I sat on my Game Boy and just, all right, I got to get 151 of these motherfuckers. Like, let me, like, I sadly remember, like, when people start listing them off in order, I'm like, I kind of remember that order. I
remember the order. Yeah, 100%.
Like, I kind of, like, listen, what was it? Mew was 151, Mewtwo was 150, or like the other way around?
Yeah,
the three legendary bird, like, I can go on forever.
There's still, like, people, I see Pokemon TikToks randomly, and I'm like, oh my God, I remember these Pokemon. Like, it's yesterday.
Yeah.
I remember Geodude, Diglett.
Yep.
Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Macho. Yep. Like, I remember all these motherfuckers. I spent hours
trying to find them.
I remember the day that I played Pokemon Red, and I filled the Pokedex. So I got every one of them.
I did too.
And I just remember like having that Thanos feeling of like, now I'm gonna sit on this throne because I did it. I did what I had to do.
I can rest on a peaceful world.
I can rest on a peaceful world now. Like that feeling of like, damn, I accomplished that.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
like it was fucking cool, man. And then like you would try and assemble the right teams. Like you're going against water, you gotta assemble the electric Pokemon. Like I don't know why. Like I'm 38 and what, you're 35, like or almost 35. Like
no, I'm 35.
Yeah, like it's you could still go back to these games and like remember your childhood. Like
100%.
there's just something about like, and this is the nostalgia piece. Like that like not only is like video games, but like entertainment lately. Like the nostalgia is big and huge. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
But yeah, man, just going back to like being able to sit on that's like I said, that's why I bought this thing because I just wanted to sit down for a little while and just get lost and just fucking catch Pokemon for no reason.
I literally got the Switch, and one of the first things I did was buy Let's Go Pikachu.
Yes,
because I was just like, I'm gonna try it out, and then I tried it for a little bit, and I was like, I can't get back into this. Like I guess I'm past that age in my life.
Oh really? I got into it real quick.
I couldn't, bro. Maybe I'll try it again. Maybe I'll see.
Don't get me wrong. I dropped it after a while.
Yeah.
Like, but it was just like let me just catch Pokemon for a couple hours. Like
it's weird because I know obviously we're in the midst of a list and we're gonna go through conversations.
No, that's fine. We are. It's fine.
But like, it's weird because nowadays I find that like I have trouble with a game like even Marvel Rivals. I love Marvel Rivals, but even sometimes I'm like I'm not in the mood to play that. Yeah, because I know. It's either gonna make me mad or like I don't know if I'm ready to be in that.
See, this
Switch,
is
and I haven't had a game that. I'm glad I picked up Ghost again because I was like, I just enjoyed myself. I got a little ticked off when I got killed a couple times. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Right. I'll go back and kill them. It's fine.
The face-offs.
Yeah, the face-offs, great, fantastic. I love their. And now I'm sitting here like, I'm on Icky Island, and I'm like, what's the best build for Icky Island? Like, do I make him an archer? Do I change him to a straight up samurai?
Yep.
Because I forgot that the abilities go by the
what you're wearing.
You're wearing. So I'm like, I gotta go back and see what I can fucking finagle here and figure out.
Cool,
you know?
Man.
So I'm like, it's dope. I think to your point, like I'm a multiplayer guy, but I'm also a single player guy.
Right.
Like if I can get a single player game that invests me, I'm locked in. I tell you, and the problem, you know me better at this point. I'm so fixated that like I have to try and platinum. Like I'm like I have to go for the platinum.
You know, I never really cared about the platinuming, but then like I platinumed Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
I
so did
platinumed God of War, both of them, and then I'm like, I have to start platinuming games now. Like I can't. There's no going back now.
It becomes a thing.
Yeah.
You get like fixated on. I need the platinum.
I never had the urge, and like those games, they gave me the urge.
100%. 100%.
Nice.
So
Pokemon fucking awesome.
Pokemon
dude,
Pokemon Red specifically.
And we didn't even talk about the trading cards, dude. Like that, like the trading cards got you into that game. Look at how much those fucking trading cards are right now.
Oh, 100%. I wish I would have saved all of them. I threw away thousands of dollars.
I had first editions of shit.
So did I. I threw away thousands of dollars.
There was
between that and wrestling figures. I had
rings. I had Hell in a Cell.
Wrestling figures.
I had all of them, bro.
That are now worth thousands and thousands of dollars. I threw away money in my life.
We're so stupid. We all did though, because who really sits there and thinks like, oh, let me get this kid for my figure and it's gonna be thousands of dollars in the future? Like no one fucking thought of that.
Do you remember back when you had the original Game Boy that you actually had to kids? This is a lesson. Back in the day before we had like Bluetooth and shit, you actually had to put a transfer cable to trade Pokemon with people, and you had to sit there and be like, I'll trade you my Charizard for your like. You'd be like, what the fuck? Kids today would be like, what? I just Bluetooth it over.
Yeah, you literally needed a cable.
You needed a cable, and you had to hook up your Game Boys to each other.
I forgot about the cable transfer.
Cable transfers. Good shout.
Holy shit, man.
Bro, I was invested in Pokemon. I was like, I will give you whatever for that Pokemon, bro.
Oh, God. Dude, the original 151 characters, man. Nothing will beat that time.
No, I'm sorry. No, there's so many Pokemon.
It's obnoxious.
It's crazy. No disrespect. No disrespect. It's crazy, but nothing will ever beat the original 151. Nope. No way in hell. Sorry. If that's a hot take, take it to the bank. I'm here.
I got another one.
All right, go for it.
So 1997. Now we're gonna start jumping into a little Nintendo 64.
Can't believe you did date order, you bastard.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm sorry. I have one earlier than that.
Okay.
The original Mortal Kombat. So Mortal Kombat is
OG Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat is a fucking huge game still to this day. Okay. I still play it, and I remember, and this wasn't even necessarily console. I remember being in the arcades at like Nathan's.
Yeah.
Come on, freaking Scorpion was always my guy, like everyone else, doing the uppercut, the fatalities.
Get over here.
But like also like aside from like that game impacted the entire gaming industry
100%.
Because without that game, you don't have a game rating.
Nope.
That game.
That was the first M game, mature game.
Yes.
Right?
Well, no, it wasn't even that. That game was the reason that the industry created the rating system for these games because of the way you uppercut and chop someone's head off, or Sub-Zero takes the skull and like freaking does all that. Like that was a whole revolutionary time where like people were questioning the violence in games.
Yeah. No, it's true.
And I still to this day, like the last one that came out was a little rough, but I still played it beginning to end. Got the DLC. I invest in Mortal Kombat because, again, nostalgia. It brings me back to a time where I just want to beat the shit out of someone and see someone get completely ripped in half. And now, Mortal Kombat has gone as far as to like add like the crazy storyline to it. Like, it's not just a fighting game anymore. Like they actually add story. And as a story head, I appreciate that. Mortal Kombat.
Interesting.
What was there was a time I bodied some kid in Mortal Kombat when I was over your house years ago. you know what I'm talking about.
You did. Yeah, you did for sure. You had to teach him a lesson.
Right. Speaking of which, let me give some advice to the older folk out there. Show no mercy.
Teach them.
Listen, you teach these kids right, okay? Don't let them win. You fucking beat the piss off of them and be like, get on my level and come back. All right? You got to give them something to aspire to.
It's true.
Beat the piss out them kids.
That's very true. All right. So I'm going to stay in your state. So that was 1997, right?
That was actually 92. I'm getting towards 97.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to jump to 97 because I'm telling you, people are going to be like recency bias with my list.
That's fine.
I'm jumping to 07, to 1997, excuse me. GoldenEye 007.
GoldenEye 007 on my list.
007. Bro, let me tell you something about GoldenEye 007.
That was my first-person shooter.
That game revolutionized shooters for me. Like, I know it sounds corny because obviously the mechanics were wonky. Yes. And you walked like this and you shot people. Right. And if you played as the tiny dude, you were unfair because people couldn't shoot you.
Right. Do you remember? I remember starting in like the weird bathroom and like freaking, oh my God, the golden gun. Come on, man. That was literally my first-person shooter.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first one that really got me like, oh, I like first person shooters. Like GoldenEye 007, bro. There's not much else to say. It's a goated game. Sorry. If you don't think so, that's on you. GoldenEye is fantastic.
Honestly, I should have got that for the 3DS. It was probably on it too, because all
probably
those
would be.
64.
You can get all that on Switch too. You know that, right? They have all that. You can download the emulator.
Now
on
I'm
there.
starting to wonder if I should just wait for the Switch 2
Switch
now.
2. Wait for the Switch 2.
I gotta wait for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Great. Let's not tell Amanda about this. We don't need to tell my girlfriend that I'm going to buy gaming systems, especially after I just did my taxes. But anyway, yeah, dude, that revolutionized first-person shooters for, I'm sure, me and the industry.
Yep. 100%.
Okay. Next one. Okay, this is like I consider this one of my favorite games of all time. And another reason why I bought the 3DS.
Oh boy, now I'm intrigued.
It's actually still in here because I was playing it. Ladies and gentlemen,
I can't believe you played the 3DS like that.
Oh yeah, I present to you The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
It's on here. It's higher on my list though.
Oh well, it's it's because I put it in date order though. So I'm just going by date order.
Okay, yeah.
When I tell you this to this day is one of the, if not the best game I have ever played, it still holds up.
Oh yeah,
it still holds up. I've always been a Zelda fan. Like I said, one of the first games I played on regular Nintendo was Zelda, and like going through this game, the music, the story, like all the tasks you had to do, the way it was all in different areas, you'd be running forever until you got that fucking horse. You had to run to that damn fucking castle from the fucking forest. That shit sucked. But it was just like Ganondorf, and then you go through the first part of the story, and then you get the Master Sword, and then they turn you into a fucking adult. And then you just you're pretty much doing it all over again. And then you're running, as you're an adult, you're running into all these people that you met when you were a kid I don't even know if there was a real years to the time jump.
I don't know.
But it could have been a 15, 20 year time jump, and you're starting to, people get older. The way they did this game for back then, with the way the graphics were back then and how they could pull it off is incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know. What was your experience? I can't even say more about it because it's just that fucking good.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off you a little bit. So The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is literally, I'm just gonna heads up on my list, it's number 2.
Yeah.
That's the second best game of all time to me. Because that game is the first game that taught me resolve as far as playing video games.
Yes.
You needed to be patient and play that video game through. Get as much as the collectibles. I don't think I 100%ed that game.
I did not 100% this game.
Because it was so much to do. I beat it.
I beat it for sure multiple times, but there's no way I 100%ed that game.
I beat it.
Dude, even back then, they had the guide. I bought the guide. You know what I mean? That showed you every secret. I would sit there and be reading So guides were these books, right? They're these books for the kids. They're these books. They were there was probably this thing. It was probably a good 50 pages, but you can't just Google shit back then, right?
No,
this is 1997, right?
Yeah, 98.
98.
97, 98,
so you can't Google shit. So you'd literally have to buy the guide, you'd take it home, and you'd sit there and you just, okay, I'm lost. Let me see if I can figure this out. And they'd walk you through.
Do you remember? And then they dropped the Game Shark.
I had the Game Shark.
The Game Shark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So good.
Times were different, man. It's crazy. These kids will never know those struggles.
We sound like our parents.
Listen, I mean, the Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina, man, that game is forever legendary.
And what's crazy is that I've heard the new Zelda games now are
I started one and I didn't.
I didn't even. It's what is it? Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild, and I think there's one more after that. I've heard those games are at that level, if not better.
The newer games,
which is insane,
are rated some of the highest of all time.
I know.
I started the first one.
I didn't start. I think it was Wind Waker. I don't even remember. Man.
And it's good. It was one of those games where I was I'm gonna need time to just jump into this and get fully and I just didn't have.
We don't got time for boost shit.
I didn't have the time to do that, but I should go back and revisit and try to play it.
Honestly, if I end up picking up a Switch, we're gonna get lost.
Yeah,
we're gonna get fucking lost.
I'm sure, absolutely.
Yeah, that honestly, I didn't really order these and these are the games. I just did during this time, but easily one of the best games I've ever played. And I said, I'm gonna see if this will boot up. And I'm probably going to play it again now that I found this.
Oh, man. All right. Since you did that, I'm going to kind of do a little time jump thing here.
Yeah.
So the next one on the list for me, I'm going to enter the 2000s. This is going to surprise you. I think this is going to be my curveball. You're not going to see this coming. Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Whoa, I forgot.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Dude, I got so lost in those games.
The amount of hours I spent on Tony Hawk Pro Skater, specifically Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
I know.
That was the one from 01.
I'm legit so mad I didn't think of that game.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater, bro. I spent so much time on those games that I was like, I have to include it on the list.
Yes, dude.
Because back when we were kids, that game was phenomenal.
Dude, I think that's how I learned about punk music.
100%. That's how I got into punk music to begin with. Yeah, for sure. So I'm telling you, bro, like, and then I remember just trying to. There would always be the couple of tricks where you were like, "It's gonna take me forever to be able to learn how to do this." The 900,
you were doing 1080s at some point,
bro. It was, and then the games got a little wonky where it was like they want you to do big air, and it was like you had to like they got crazy, but the early games, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, 2, and 3, were like.
In those games, were you able to build the boards?
I think they started that in the middle somewhere because there were a lot of games. Like there were games that I missed because I like fell out of
I know at some point you were able to build stages and ramps and like stuff like that.
Yep.
Like you'd fuck around with that.
You could build parks.
That was cool
for sure. But I had to include it.
God, the music was so good.
And
in
the
those
music
games.
was. I still go back to bro. They had music in those games that were just
insane.
It made me like music that I still have in my Spotify to this day.
Redman's Dirty was in that game. I remember it
100%.
Dirty, filthy,
nasty. 100%. And I remember, now it's gonna drive me crazy.
God, that game was so fun. I can't believe I forgot that one. Like I said, this is why I wanted to do it this way because like I knew we'd forget games.
Yep.
Son of a bitch, that's good. That's really fucking good. Okay, all right. This is kind of a span, but it's very important in Able lore. Madden. Specifically between the years of around 2001 to 2005, I think that was prime Madden. Yeah, those were the prime Madden years. If it was not for Madden, I would not be a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I started playing with the Eagles. I actually started playing with the Vikings first. Fun fact: when Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss.
Cheat code.
Yeah, it was absolutely. But I'm like, you know what? This is boring. And then I discovered Donovan McNabb and all those guys. And then like in 2005, Terrell Owens came to the team. The defense was sick. They went to the Super Bowl, lost the Patriots first time. Fuck. But also. During high school and my late middle school years, no one could beat me. I was undefeated in my friend group. There was there was one time where someone was about to beat me. They were about to get greedy and score a touchdown when there was like no seconds left on the clock. And they could have just scored a field goal and like put the game away easy. He was on the 1 yard line. I shit you not. He ran it. He tried to run into the end zone. He fumbled. I ran it back for a touchdown and won. With 1 second left. He kicked all of us out of the house.
I was gonna say he definitely
kicked all of us out of the house.
I would have too.
Yeah. 1 second left. He was about to end my streak. And he got greedy.
Fail. That's what you get for being greedy. That's what happens.
But very big Able lore game.
There was always Madden was so much fun, and then like the Michael Vick year was like horrible. When Michael Vick when they gave him like 98 speed, and you just play people, and you'd be like, I can't fucking catch this guy.
I tried I think I have. What do I have here? I have. Did I bring one out? No, I didn't. I had 11, 12, and 13, where it was Drew Brees was on a cover. Calvin Harris was on a cover.
Calvin,
Jesus Christ, Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Thank you. Sorry, DJ music. You know how it goes. And then I had one more in there. I forgot who was on it. But after that, like I just got so annoyed at the games because they just got way too convoluted and complicated. I didn't want to play them anymore.
Yeah,
it was fucking awful.
For sure. No, I get that. Madden fell off a cliff for me.
It did. I'm done.
After it went to like the 2010s, I was just over it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it anymore. You know. Shout out, my brother still plays Madden religiously. He still goes online, torches kids.
It's fucking impressive. Hilarious. I can't do it anymore.
Shout out Kyle.
Good for you, man.
Still goes out there torturing people. It's hilarious to me. I had to include it. As much as I fucking hate this game, I had to include it.
I'm wondering which one it's going to be.
So it's Call of Duty.
Yeah, you can't not.
It's Call of Duty, and specifically, if you want me to get specific, so it's Call of Duty 2019.
Okay.
Modern Warfare 2019.
That's Modern Warfare?
And yeah, Modern Warfare 2019. And the reason why I put it on the list is because when you and I were discussing how we were going to put this list together, we said how it impacted us in gaming. I probably had no better time gaming than during COVID when Modern Warfare 2019 came out and Warzone came out. And it was me, and it was my friend Alex, and it was my brother Rashad.
Oh, shit.
And we gamed on Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone every fucking day during COVID. We were literally like, nothing to do. Let's hop on fucking Modern
What
Warfare.
else
What else
you
you gonna do? And there was no, bro, you know that like, how do I describe it? It's like the gamer high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you really, there was nothing like winning a game of Warzone. You got an endorphin rush. like you just went through the casino and they pumped you full of oxygen. You were just like, I just won a game of fucking Warzone. I beat 100. I beat 50 fucking people in the lobby. Like you were just like, it was that feeling of like, I'm on top of the world right now.
Holy
like,
shit.
That game gave me such, and then like for me, the past couple years, it fell off a cliff and I stopped playing because it got too sweaty and too competitive. And I was like, I can't do it anymore. So I stopped. I broke the Call of Duty cycle this year. I stopped playing.
That's impressive.
I didn't pick up Black Ops 6, and I love Call of Duty. The best debatable. Best Call of Duty of all time is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. At me if you want. Yeah. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Greatest Call of Duty that ever existed. Don't care. You can at me if you want. Don't give a fuck. About your Modern Warfare regular. Don't give a fuck. Anyway. But Modern Warfare 2019, just that feeling of like, I can't describe it. Like I said, the endorphins of like winning a game of Warzone. Oh, it just gets you. Like I got my veins are popping now.
Right, I was gonna say, it look like you're doing drugs. You sound like you're doing drugs.
It's
right
literally
now.
like, bro. I was addicted to that
crackhead?
shit. I was a crackhead. And then, obviously Rebirth Island came out, and that was my shit for a while. And then I was like, but now I'm off the Call of Duty train, man. Like they've gone off a cliff. It all became about this.
Yep.
Everything was microtransactions and annoying bullshit. And I was like, it's too sweaty, too competitive. I'm out. I'm good. I don't care anymore.
Right.
So, but 2019, 2020, man, that was my, as far as when, I've never felt that feeling of like, I wanted to play every day.
Yeah.
I woke up every day and I was like, it was in my brain, like, I got to go to work, but I want to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
God.
Like, it was horrible, but it was great. And I was, I'm 30 at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, imagine you had the computer you have then now.
No, I would have never got off of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'd probably still be on it right now.
I would have never got off of it. Nah, no way, bro.
You want to talk about competitive?
Bro, I can't compete with these PC sweats, man. They're fucking crazy.
Of course, they're little crackheads.
They're crackheads, bro. It's crazy. But Call of Duty 2019.
That's Aaron lore right there.
Aaron lore. That game changed me. I think it broke me at the same time. Like it was the game that really made me competitive, and then it also made me like fuck, I don't want to do this because I know it's gonna bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh god. So speaking of games that break people, and I literally won't pick up a game like this ever again, but it has to be mentioned. World of Warcraft.
Oh, you were a WoW player. I forgot you played WoW. I never did.
So
I never did.
I played before even expansion packs were a thing. Like I got out of Warcraft probably like second or third expansion pack. This game is the root of all evil. It's an addiction. I literally can't pick up an MMORPG ever again. I won't. Because literally
they're addicting.
I've seen it ruin relationships. I've seen it ruin friendships. The amount of like there was one or two times that me and like 4 or 5 other people did like a LAN party, and like we were up till 8, 9 in the morning, freaking just doing raids, and like it was disgusting. It was disgusting because like back then, like you really couldn't like get together in a raid, and like you wanted to be in the same room. So everyone would bring their laptop, like someone would bring a PC, like we would just set up, and it's the root of all evil. It was a great time while we were playing. I probably played it for a solid 2 years, and I will never go back.
That's fair.
I won't.
Those games are highly addicting. That's why
it's insane. And I have an addictive personality as it is.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how addictive it was though until I played this game. Yeah. I literally had to stop.
Yeah.
Like I had to stop.
Yep. I hear you.
Evil.
Oh man.
Evil. But necessary to talk about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Literally wow.
Literally wow.
Literally wow. Okay. So yeah. All right.
Oh, this is the part of the list.
This is no, it's not. So this is the spot where I'm gonna. So this is my last of my what I put in honorable mentions because we were originally doing a top 5.
Yeah.
So Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh, it's funny you mentioned that. I was gonna talk about that. Not in the way you think though. Okay, go ahead.
Fair.
I'll after you're done.
Red Dead Redemption, both the original and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Is that Naughty Dog?
Naughty Dog.
It is Naughty Dog.
They're both. No. Yeah. Whoever makes Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar.
Oh no, that was Rockstar. Rockstar.
Yeah. Sorry, Rockstar. Yes, Rockstar. You probably have a different opinion. Those two games, even the first one, stand the test of time for me in terms of storytelling.
So
because it brought you back to the old West.
Right. Okay.
That's where it was
The
for me.
second one is like really like the top.
The second one is very because of the detail. So like what I will say is like man, the protagonist in the first one, I want to say like Jack Morrison, I want to say.
Okay.
I could be saying, somebody's gonna correct me in the comments if I said it wrong. But his protagonist was good, but it was very like straightforward. Just old West cowboy, goes out looting people, ends up, whatever. It's like very basic. And then they got into Arthur Morgan. And Arthur Morgan was so complex in the sense that like he was a bad guy, but then at the same time, like you decided whether he was literally like the bad guy or had some good stuff.
Based off what you did.
Because you gave him reputation points. He was either good or bad.
Okay.
So it was like the old adage is you're a good man, Arthur Morgan. Like that was the whole adage the whole time. Because even no matter what you did in the game, people would come back and say, you're a good man, Arthur Morgan, even if you just like shot a baby in a stroller. Like that was the old fucking adage. You know what I mean? Like it just was like the fact that you had so much control in the game to decide what Arthur Morgan did. And by the way, one of the most legendary finales to a game ever is Red Dead Redemption 2, in my opinion. The way they ended. Did you finish Red Dead Redemption 2?
So never played. So here's the part. I never played either one.
You never played them. Okay, fair.
I have to play them.
Without spoiling it for you, Red Dead Redemption 2 has one of the best endings of a game I've ever played.
Really?
And I've played a fuck ton of games.
I know. That's
one of the best endings.
Makes me want to play
as far as like Arthur Morgan's ending of his story is fucking phenomenal. Because of what you go throughout the story. The story's very detailed. And a lot of people out there think it's overrated. My personal opinion,
really?
I think it's underrated, personally. Because I think it stands the test of time in terms of storytelling.
Wow.
Personally. That's me. I would still go, and I have to go back and still play that again, honestly, because I want to replay the ending. That's how good it was.
Shit.
But if you get into Red Dead Redemption, you're going to get lost for hours. Because that's like a 30-hour, 40-hour game.
See, I want to. Like, that's the thing. I want to play those games.
It's a 30, 40-hour game, bro. It's long. Because, it's the Grand Theft Auto. It's
right.
It's the Rockstar.
Yeah.
You're going to be in it for a while
yeah.
before you get out,
I want to play those fucking games.
Red Dead Redemption 2 specifically.
It was actually one of the things I was going to talk about is that's one of the games like I haven't played.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. Yeah, 100% you have to. At some point in time, go back and play that. I don't know if we're ever going to get a Red Dead Redemption 3. Been rumors forever, but I don't see it.
I've kind of heard things about the story. It sounds like the way the story ends. Like how do you?
You make another character. It's the only way you do it.
Yeah, I guess so.
The only way you do it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got like 3 more. So, I was weary on which one to pick, but I think this is the right one to pick, even though I could have picked a different one. God of War 3.
Oh, you went God of War 3.
I wasn't going to go.
Son of a bitch.
I wasn't going to go. I could have went the regular God of War that came out for PS4, right? Like that was the one. Like
God of War
2018.
Right. That's what it's called.
I could have done that, but God of War 3, which is sitting right here.
God of War 3 is the last of Savage Kratos.
Banger.
The last of Savage
Banger
Kratos.
of a game. This was one of the first games I think I played on PS3. And the beginning cinematic and opening of this game is, to this day, one of the best I've played. When you're fighting Poseidon, it's cold, man.
Yeah, Poseidon's fight is
good. The whole Titans climbing up Mount Olympus and you having to try to get up there. You're literally running up on Gaia's freaking head, and you're going through. You're seeing all the other gods like Helios and like all these guys, and then you finally fight Poseidon, and you end up fucking snapping his neck in the brutal way you do it. And just throughout that entire game, you're literally just going around and you are killing the Greek gods.
Yeah,
you get sent down. Almost. You get and the whole story of the game is crazy because it literally just. You could sum it up very quickly. You try and get up Olympus, you almost get to the top, you get knocked down and thrown to hell, and the entire rest of the game is you literally getting back to the top of Mount Olympus. That's the whole story. But they made that game hours long and like just like the way you had to go about it, climb the chains, try and fly up back from hell and like do all these things. Sick.
I will say in terms of, so now that you have me thinking about it, I will say that in terms of villains,
Zeus.
I mean, like Zeus, even Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules was even a badass, Hercules man. They made him look
when he
good.
When he put the lion things on, you were like, oh damn, like he's not fucking around. You know what I mean?
Hades freaking weapons, and like even like you had to go back and open Poseidon's Pandora's box.
Yeah, sorry,
but like you had to go into that level, and you literally had to fight that big giant that was holding the thing that held Pandora's box. Like it's just like crazy things like that like honestly the new God of Wars wouldn't have existed without this series. So
That's true.
it's just
Have you heard that that's getting remastered for PS5?
I sure did. I sure did.
I even
All
thought
three
about
of them, right?
I even thought about it and I was like, I'm gonna have to replay that.
Yeah, I'm replaying
remastered.
3.
I'll play it.
I'm replaying 3.
I'll play 3.
Dude,
that game is goated.
That like that series birthed Kratos, man. Like one of the best fucking characters.
So I will kind of piggyback off you and just say, I also had God of War, but I put God of War 2018.
Right. That's what I was fighting over.
Yeah, there's no bad answer. And I'll be honest, like just off rip, would you go the Poseidon fight or would you go the Thor fight from Ragnarok opening scene? The Thor fight from Ragnarok is fucking great. That fight is legendary
so
good. I will say God of War Ragnarok tailed off a little.
It
like
did.
It was good. It was really good, but it was up and down a lot. You know what I'm saying? So like
the part of the Thor fight that was crazy was that you literally died and he brought you back to life.
Yeah, when he said, "Oh no, I'm not done with you yet."
My jaw hit the ground.
I was like, "Oh shit!"
As good as like the beginning of this game was, my jaw did not hit the ground the way Thor made my jaw hit the ground.
Yeah,
and I'm surprised that's how they started the game.
I love that they started.
I know. I was shocked.
I was sitting there playing. I was like, "Oh shit!"
You see the after credit scene in God of War 2018. And you're like, all right, whatever. It's gonna be later on in the game. They literally start the game with him at the door. It's fucking crazy.
Yep, nuts.
I need to go play. Let's stop this. We gotta go play games.
I gotta play games. All right.
Yeah.
So shout out God of War. The franchise itself,
amazing,
phenomenal over time.
And the new rumor is Egypt. So we'll see.
Bro, if we get fucking Egypt, oh my god,
fucking Egypt.
Oh, if they end up doing something where they do a spinoff for God of War with Kratos in Egypt, and then they end up continuing with Atreus doing whatever he's doing, they got money to be made.
I'm surprised they didn't do like a Miles Morales thing where they threw Atreus in like a middle game.
Yeah, they should have. I hope they still do. I don't know.
You never know, man. There's always
Shout out
time.
Santa Monica.
Fucking
they do good work, man.
So good.
All right, you got God of War off my list. So, and you got Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
so I really only have 2 left.
I have 2 left.
1, 2.
I'm wondering if we're
I have 3.
Oh, you have 3. That's all right. I'm
left,
wondering if we're gonna align here.
Okay, so this is no. Well, we're not gonna align on this.
Okay.
So this is my curveball, and I think you know what it is because we've had multiple conversations about it. So Borderlands.
Oh, yep.
So for those of you who don't know,
never played.
Your boy Aaron is a Borderlands addict. If you go, and I wanted to verify this before we had this conversation. If you went back and looked at my game log without knowing what my Pokemon game log is, because God knows how long I spent on that. The game I spent the most time on is Borderlands 2.
Really?
I spent weeks of my life on Borderlands 2.
Really?
And Borderlands 2 is the only game that I have ever in my life gone back and completed in 4 separate tries. I have replayed Borderlands 2 from start to finish 4 times in my life.
Wow.
That's how much I love that game.
Wow.
That is a all-time great looter shooter. 4 times. I played it start to finish 4. I put down Borderlands 2 came out in 2012.
Okay.
I played it in 2012. I beat it. I replayed it in 2014. I beat it. I replayed it in 2016. I beat it.
Wow.
And then me and my buddy picked it back up during the COVID times, and I beat it again in 2020.
Wow.
That's how often I picked up that game. I was highly addicted to Borderlands 2.
Dude, that's kind of fucking crazy.
It's crazy. That's 4 times I completed that game from start to finish. And the thing about Borderlands 2 is that because it's a looter shooter, it's one of those games where if you want to always consistently get the best stuff, you have to go back and they update the game and they get drops. So you have to go back and defeat bosses over and over and over and over and over again in hopes that the boss that you beat, which takes 20 minutes at a clip to beat the bosses, goes and drops you the specific shotgun with the specific stats you're looking for on the guns.
How long of a game was this?
Borderlands 2 in total, I'll look it up. But I'll have him put it here.
Yeah, I'll
total,
check
it's
it.
probably about a 25 to 30 hour game.
Okay.
But I've replayed it 4 times.
That's fucking insane.
And that's not including going back and getting drops to get the best guns in the game. So I will tell you, if I could find a picture to bring him of my log of Borderlands 2, I have played at least 250 hours Borderlands 2.
Dude, that's a lot.
At least 250 hours Borderlands 2
you think it's
in my
that
life.
Much?
I'm pretty sure. If I beat it 3 times in a row at 25 hours a clip, that's 100. And then going back and getting all the loot time and time again, easily 250 hours.
Wow.
Without a doubt. That game had me strung at multiple times in my life.
I know nothing about the game.
It's just a looter shooter. And it's co-op. It's not PvP. But it's just one of those. I couldn't tell you why. It's a wonky game. It has a lot of like, the bandits are kind of like goofy, but they're still kind of tough at the same time. Like you were never in, like, it was a difficult game. You were challenged, but you were never like really fully overwhelmed, but it was just fun. I just had fun. That was a game that I
gotta look this up because it was never a game that was even on my radar.
And shout out Borderlands 4 dropped their trailers. And
that's right, September.
September. Yeah, I know. September. Kill me now. But I have to play it. Borderlands 3 was a letdown for me. It was a good game. I played it through and through. I even played some of the DLCs. It was fun. I just didn't have the same fun with that I had with Borderlands 2. I'm hoping Borderlands 4 restores that. If it does, forget about it. You guys are going to lose me for months. Because like I'm highly addicted to the playstyle.
Well, between that and if GTA actually
GTA
comes
out,
thing.
GTA comes out, it's over. Like
Jesus
the world's shutting down.
Christ,
I'm
God, man. All right, Borderlands.
Borderlands 2 specifically.
Borderlands 2. Okay, yes. I got 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more. Yeah.
All right. Batman Arkham City.
We're not overlapping there.
We're not.
I don't have Batman on my list.
Oh, Batman Arkham City. Let me tell you something. This game.
I still haven't played that.
Is probably one of the best superhero games I've ever played.
I've heard.
And like, don't get me wrong, the Spider-Man games are amazing.
Yeah. I heard that game.
Batman,
was really
even the one after this, Night was great with the Batmobile. You will never play a better game than Arkham City from a story perspective.
Yeah.
And the mechanics and the combat, the Spider-Man combat wouldn't even existed without these games.
Oh, I'm sure.
Without
100%.
these games, it just doesn't happen. And this is a shame because freaking Rocksteady were the kings, and they came out with that terrible Suicide Squad game that was just white dog shit. And I really hope they come back with something. I really do.
Give me Batman Beyond.
Yes, literally give me Batman Beyond.
Give me Batman Beyond.
Give me make another Batman game. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you. I don't even know what he just ate.
It's cardboard. Asshole.
Yo, Thor, what do you
fuck? Thor,
what do you do? Yo, this dude is hilarious, bro.
Sorry, peeps. You're getting kicked out of here. Yeah, so Batman Arkham City.
I have to play that.
You have to play this.
I have it.
Yo, I mean, Kai's about to do the whole run.
I know.
Now might be the time
now
to do
might
it.
be the time to pick it up. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. All right. So my last 2. Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
you
of course.
To mention Grand Theft Auto.
Of course,
there's no way you do.
So I actually had Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City because they were kind of within a year of each other.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had both in there because I played those games and like you said, they're just revolutionary games, and we're about to come up on 6. So
can I be honest with you?
Go.
My ones that I put there, because you can't pick one Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
Game.
Yeah.
They're all Grand Theft Auto 5. Give it.
I never played 5. I never played 5. I literally never played 5.
How?
It's been out for 10 years. I never played it.
Oh my god!
I know.
You would change your mind.
I know
on those
I would.
Two,
I'm sure I would.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I remember the time period of when I first played them. I'm like, this game's insane.
And I just remember I had to put it there because Vice City was really good. I enjoyed Vice City for what it's worth. San Andreas is the one that fucking hooked me.
Oh, San Andreas. That's the one I forgot about.
Is the one that.
I agree with you. Yeah,
I
knew about Vice City, but I knew I was missing a game. I couldn't remember. That's the
San
one.
Andreas. I loved GTA San Andreas.
Yeah.
And I mean, Grand Theft Auto 3 is good. It's really good for what it was at the time. Even the early versions where it was just over top.
Yep.
Shoot, those are still good.
Yep.
But like Grand Theft Auto, like say whatever you want. They've revolutionized gaming.
100%.
There's a reason why you can have a game that has been going on for over a decade and it's still making money.
It's still popular.
It's still popular and making money. It's streaming and it's crazy.
Does it still show up on Steam as like people playing it like crazy?
100%.
The fuck?
People are still playing Grand Theft Auto to this day. And 6 is it's dropping this year.
I think it is.
It's dropping.
And not only that, I think there's gonna be the economy is gonna go in the shitter for like a month.
Because I'm not gonna move.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone is. I'm literally gonna save like a vacation week.
I might. I might. Oh man. Was that your last one, Grand Theft Auto?
I have one more.
You have one more?
I do.
Go.
Was that your last?
No, I have one more.
Okay, I'll go.
Shoot.
I'll go. So I think this game is pretty important. The Last of Us.
You're my final.
Yeah.
You're
You
my
see where that
final.
ended up?
You're my final.
That ended sweet. The Last of Us is completely story wise and all that stuff. I would. It's in the argument of best game ever made.
I would agree.
It really is.
I would agree.
The story's insane. Now, you want to talk about Last of Us 2, that's a whole different thing. But I actually think that game gets way too much hate, and I fucking love that game.
Let me tell you something. I live streamed The Last of Us 2 again.
Yeah.
And when I played it a
so
second time,
fucking good.
I was like, this game is fucking good.
It is, man.
People hated on this shit way too much.
It really is.
I'm telling you, bro, The Last of Us 1 is one of the greatest games ever to me. If not, it might be my favorite game of all time.
It might be.
I have played Grand Theft Auto. The Last of Us 1, I've replayed 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
That has been really good. I played The Last of Us 2 times over. There's very few games that get me to go back and play them again. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I could play through a game. Cool, I'll pick it back up at some other point in time.
Right.
Like even just we were talking about Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know that I'll ever replay it again.
Right, yeah.
It was good, but I don't know if I'll replay it again. The Last of Us made me play it multiple times.
So
the
good.
story is so fucking good.
I've played one twice through. I played the second one, so I got to play the second one again.
The second one is bro. When I just remember the first time playing it through, I was younger, so I was like, I can understand the controversy and why people don't like it.
Yeah.
And then I was like playing it a second time. I was a little bit older, and I was like, you know what? This game is really good. They still they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Like say whatever you want. Talk about the nuances in there, the wokeness, whatever you want to say.
Fuck out of here.
I don't really care.
No.
The story was still fucking
It was
good
fucking
for what
insane,
it was,
bro.
And they're gonna come out with a third one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fantastic.
It's going to be great.
Like I have no reason to think otherwise.
Yeah,
so that's why
we won't spoil anything. There was a lot of controversy behind that second game.
No, it's coming out though.
But it's definitely happening. It was too popular for Naughty Dog.
The series, HBO's coming back out.
season 2 coming back in April. And the first listen, you made a series about a game that 1 million people played, told the story again, and they fucking won shit. Like it didn't matter. Like that's how good the story was.
And you brought new people who have never gamed in their life to be like, damn,
Right.
this is a fucking good show.
Right, dude,
You were like,
didn't
oh
someone
man.
win? Nick Offerman or whatever his name is. Didn't he win supporting actor for that
Yes.
fucking scene? Or
yeah,
that
he did.
that scene? That whole episode was fucking sad as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we haven't even gotten to the meat
No,
and bones
we haven't
of The
gotten to
Last of Us.
shit.
And as far as the series goes, I think this season's gonna break personally. But shout out Pedro Pascal.
We're going golfing. Anyway.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you right now, we are.
I don't think so. I think that they're gonna save that for season 3.
Oh, no, man.
I do. We'll see.
I mean, listen, they can totally. Honestly, I hope they do because I think it'll like surprise people, and I think we want to be surprised.
We'll see.
Either way, though, it was great.
Agreed.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess that rounds out our list, right?
That's all I got. You have my last one. Last one was my top.
Dude,
That's
was
my top, bro.
That was hysterical. Yeah, I'm glad we did this. This was a lot of fun. Like, we got to go down memory lane a little bit. I got to unearth some really cool old relics. I wish I had more. I think my Super Nintendo's still sitting at my parents' house, like with like the big case and the games and stuff. I know. I need to go obtain it.
Yeah,
because things at that house disappear very quick. But but ladies and gentlemen, that's an episode for us. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Two Ball Bros Podcast. As always, like and comment, subscribe, give us some ratings, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and then hit us up on our socials, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I don't know whatever else we're on. I can't keep up with it at this point. Take care. Have a great night. We'll see you on the next one.
More ASMR.
Yes. Happy gaming.